All right, let's write it down. And to do it, after just doing the prior problem, I think you probably get a good idea what I'm going to do now. 0 pi over 2. Again, these are exam questions. You want to write something down that's correct. So it's going to be 2 pi. We're rotating this about the x-axis. We're looking for the y-coordinate. And that's going to be sine cubed of t dt. All right, let's look at this now. What are we going to do now? We're going to do dx dt. A little complicated, isn't it? So dx, I'll write this on the side. That's going to be 3 cosine squared of t times the derivative of cosine, which is minus sine. And we need to square that. So it's going to give us 9 cosine to the 4th power of t sine squared t. All right, let's do the dy dt now. That's going to give me 3 sine squared t. And then the derivative of sine is going to be cosine. I have to square that. What do you get? Plus 9 sine to the 4th power. Yes, I know I'm jamming it in. I need my eraser out. I can't fit it. Let me go back my pen. So sine, I'm squaring that, 4th of t, and then cosine squared. All right, doesn't look very neat, but let me see if I can figure it out. And I'll write this down now as 0 pi over 2, 2 pi. I'm going to try to make it a little bit neater. I'm going to factor it. And what do I notice here? I notice there's a 9. I notice there's going to be a cosine squared and a sine squared. What's left over? Well, cosine squared from the first term. What's left over from the second term? Sine squared. Well, isn't that convenient? dt. I'm going to keep moving forward, and this is going to be 0 to pi over 2, 2 pi sine cubed of t. Oh, that's a nightmare. I'm going to pull out the 9 now, and the square root of 9 is a 3. Right, that's pretty easy. I want to also point out that here, on this interval, I don't have to worry about the absolute value. So it's just going to be cosine t sine t. This thing here is 1. I'm not worried about that. All right? I'm looking at this thing and I want to continue to move forward. And I'm hoping it's going to be really easy. By the way, this is going to be this surface area. I'm going to use the big letter S. Let's take a look. And let's go one thing at a time. And certainly mistakes happen. So I'm going to say 6 pi. That's the 2 pi, and that's the 3. That's 6 pi. I'm going to pull it on the outside. I got 0 to pi over 2. And now I got sine to the 4th power of t times the cosine of t dt. I'm going to use u substitution to finish this off. U, I'm going to say is sine t, and du is going to be cosine t dt. Let's write that down. 6 pi, sine of 0, 0, and the sine of pi over 2 is 1. And the sine to the 4th power would be u to the 4th power. The cosine of t dt is du. Well, that certainly got easier for me. So what do you get? 6 pi, u to the 5th power, over 5, 0 to 1. Let's see if we can do the evaluation. Doesn't look that bad. 6 pi over 5. When u is 1, u to the 5th power. If it's 1, it's just 1. And 0, 0. So I'm done. 6 pi over 5. Let's see how we did. Wow, we got it. Next question. Thank you.